All right, welcome to all my fellow metalheads, extreme music lovers, anarchists, horror enthusiasts, occultists, S&M sympathizers, furries, satanic crackheads, weirdos, pimps, sugar daddies, and church burners. Backyard belchers as well, to the one and only Mendo Metal Podcast. We're a Mendocino County-based podcast focusing on the various metal genres and bands from our neck of the woods and beyond. We're back in your face for another episode. I'm Austin Spence from the band Embryonic Devourment, and with me is my co-host, Brian Sticky Tips. Joining us tonight, we have the band Phantom Witch. Phantom Witch is quickly making a name for themselves in the Northern California metal scene. We're stoked that Phantom Witch agreed to come on the podcast and share some insight into their band and their take on the style we all love, heavy fucking metal. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing awesome, dude. How you guys doing today?
Doing excellent, man. Fuck yeah. So, let's see. We got Zachary Cox with us. We got Trav. And I'm not sure, am I pronouncing this right? Q Minor. That's a badass name, dude.
Love the shirt, Q.
I love that shirt, man. That is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Officially licensed. It was really funny when they came out with it. I was reading the comments on the post they had. And it's all these people like, when did this band get political? I'm like, were we listening to the same fucking lyrics here? When wasn't this band political? What did you think War Pigs was about, man?
Well, I'm sure they were scaring the shit out of the Christians back then. That's for damn sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In a sense, I mean, in a sense, that could be mildly somewhat political in a way, I guess, going against the system.
Back in the day, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to the podcast, gentlemen.
Going on?
Yeah, take it away, Brian. Take it away.
Usually Austin jumps in right here in the beginning and asks the question, but I think I'll throw it out at you guys this time. Let's start with the beginnings of Phantom Witch. Each one of you, what were your influences, your musical influences, and what you brought you to this point to being in Phantom Witch, and sitting here with us right now?
Key, you want to get that one first?
All right, so this band I started in high school. We used to be called Phantom. We changed the name in 2015 to Phantom Witch because if you go on like Encyclopedia Metallum and you look at how many bands are out there named
Phantom Witch,
named Phantom, they're named Phantom. There was one other Phantom Witch, but they split up. There were like a million Phantoms. It was like we got to get something a little bit more, original, streamlined. So Phantom Witch kind of rolled off the tongue. I liked it. I started this band back in 2012 in April. So yeah, this band just had its 11-year anniversary.
Cool.
Wow.
I'm the only original member from that old lineup. Now, when we rebranded as Phantom Witch, we got a whole lot of new people in, and the band's kind of had this revolving door of members in and out until recently. Recently, we've gotten a really good thing going with the lineup. Travis has been in the band since 2017. I love this guy so much.
I've gone on my 6 years with Phantom Witch now. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd hit him up and I asked him like 2 months before a tour. The guy we had playing guitar at that point was like, I can't learn the set and go on tour. And I asked Travis like, hey, do you want to go on tour? He's like, I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah,
I was like, that's what I want to hear.
And I was like, I've never gone on tour before. Fuck yeah, I really want to do this. And yeah, it's all history.
How was that being on tour, and how did you like it, man? Because that's a magical experience for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, like from going not going on tour to being fan, we've done like 4 tours already, right? So
whoa,
yeah, so like it's something I really wanted to do, and so yeah, I just did the homework, learned the songs, had fun with it, and yeah, here I am 6 years later. Yeah,
dude.
I mean, touring life is awesome. There are some funny parts. Like my first tour, I didn't have any cases for my guitars, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So we had like my Epiphone Explorer like in the back of us. We're getting a Forerunner, by the way, too.
That was your first 2 tours.
So if someone ever like breaks hard, I'm getting a guitar back in the head. So we had to make a trip, and yeah, I had to go to Guitar Center and get some cases for my guitars.
There's some funny stories from that first tour, like Christian from Electric sleeping in your garage in his freaking guitar case because he just didn't bring a blanket or a pillow or an air, brought nothing to sleep in, so he's like sleeping in Travis's garage when we were playing.
Well, we did that too. We slept in this guy's studio, if you want to call it that, and I didn't have
murder shack in the woods.
Yeah, his shack, and I didn't have a blanket, so I'm just folded up with my denim jacket in the corner. Yeah.
You know what's cool about touring is like after a while, like after a few days, you start to get to that kind of like delirium state.
Yes.
Where it's like everything just
100%.
kind of starts to seem like cartoony and super funny and just like it doesn't matter how beat up you are. It just like it rolls, and at the same time you're like, oh my God, what the
dude?
I'm on some merry-go-round.
Torture victims too.
I don't understand how bands go on tour and make it, because like I literally go to like, aside from my own shows that I put on, like I go to like maybe 2 or 3 shows a year, and like for a few hours, and like I can barely make it. Like I don't understand how people can. I mean, obviously you do, and I respect that. I just don't understand how physically people can go and do this night after night after night and like live and be alive when they're done. Like,
you guys have paid your dues, man. Doing those tours, man. That's paying your fucking dues, man. That's what it's all about right there.
It would just be glamping. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, really. That's like, I mean, that's what Hatriot's working on. They're getting an RV to glamp.
Like a Winnebago or something like that.
I think that's what they're working on. They're selling their van. We just got the van aspect of it.
Right. 6 years later.
Nice.
Well, Austin,
moving up.
Austin, I think you totally like understand. Like when you go on tour and you're just running high on that adrenaline, that's what gets you out of loadout. That's what gets you to the next town, and like that's what you run on is just like straight adrenaline. You don't need the caffeine. You don't need this, you don't need that. It's amazing what your body will just decide, I'm fucking ready to go. Like, let's go, let's do this. If you don't have the drive, I mean, that's your friend. I mean, adrenaline is your friend. When you're on the road, like, you think, obviously we're putting in these insane fucking hours between going from the hotel the first night, going to your show that same day, then you have to get to the town the next day. I mean, you're just running on like this high. And I think, that's what touring is all about. And that's the way that we survive. It's 100% the way that we survive is just on straight up adrenaline.
Yeah, because there was one
Don't forget
show.
The spite.
There was one show where we missed the hotel. And bless his heart, Zach drove all the way to Idaho, right?
We had to drive. So we pulled in we played South Lake Tahoe that night, and basically, the show ran late. We just, played late, everything, blah, blah, blah. That night, they were basically having like a full SWAT team in the parking lot. So after we had loaded out and we're trying to pull out of this parking lot, if you ever played at like Whiskey Dick's in South Lake Tahoe, their parking lot is super narrow. So there's basically kind of like one way in, one way out. Well, when you're driving a van with, a fucking trailer, you're trying to get out of it. You just want to pull out, get on the road and pull out. Well, they're basically having this like full DUI, whatever bullshit checkpoint. And we're like, hey, can you like kind of get out of our way, blah, blah, blah. And there's this like, go fuck yourself, back out. We're like, we have a fucking trailer. This is like 100 yards to like pull out of here. So, whatever. So it ended up taking us like an hour to pull out of this driveway. We get down to Carson. We're trying to pull in. We miss our check-in by like, I think it was like 10 minutes or something like that.
Like a little bit, yeah.
It's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, obviously we're a little pissy. We just want to get to bed, blah, blah, blah. And this hotel tells us to fuck off. We call the other hotels in the area and they're just like, we can't take your reservation till like 8 or 10 in the morning or whatever, some bullshit. So I said, fuck it, get me 4 monsters. We're going to Idaho. And that was a 38-hour day.
Damn.
Yeah, we get to Idaho, we get to where we're staying, and we all crash.
Yeah, it was unanimous. Us and the other band we were on tour with, it was like, all right, everybody sit the fuck down. Everybody shut the fuck up. We're all going to sleep right now.
Yeah.
Anybody who's waking up is going to be in physical harm.
Yeah, if it fit, it's it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That was the adrenaline, baby.
It sounds like you guys have a really good time on tour. Sounds like you guys have a really good time.
Well, yeah, I'm like married to these guys, so I gotta like them, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do fight like an old married couple, honestly.
I know. Yeah.
Well, there's ups and there's downs.
That's when you know it's a real band, when you can get into those kind of fights and come out on the other side and still be friends and still be cool with each other and just chalk it up to fucking, just a crazy night on the road, man. It sounds, those are the kind of things that are will make you guys last, because a lot of people that I talk to and people that have been in bands that have toured are like all agree that that's the make it or break it, man. If you can go out on tour, come back and still be a band, that's the make it or break it right there. And me myself, I've lost a couple members here and there along the way, and it tends to be when we get home from tour.
we've had that. We've had that happen. We've had that happen like twice.
Yeah, it happens, man.
It's 5 girlfriends all trying to figure out how to work together.
Yeah, I know that story, man. Believe me.
But also too, like,
not everybody's gonna be happy.
Just try to I try to be cool with all my guys and say like, hey, hope you're having a good day. That's how I try to be Mr. Congeniality about it. Because I love these guys. Fucking, I'm honored to play with them on stage, and it's fun to play with them on stage, and I think it shows in our performance.
Yeah, I think, and I'm not in a band, so I can only relate to people's stories and try to find some relative thing in my life to compare it to. But it seems like you would have to be able to get along in the fashion that you do to be able to create music together and be successful in a band. I mean, I imagine it's more than just touring and being in a motel room together for any length of time, but having to creatively put your juices together and come up with awesome music.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's community.
We got a little off topic. We got on to touring and whatnot. We never even. You asked us what the influences were. We like to skip that entire question.
Kind of back around a little.
Just segue that back. That's this damn question.
We're just having fun. Fun.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, influence-wise, we were talking about like the melding. I'd say if we were going to take Phantom Wish as a collective, I'm very old school thrash metal. I'm your Slayers, your Anthrax, your Testament, your Pantera, you to death metal like Death and
Bay Area
and stuff. Yeah, all the Bay Area stuff. Heathen and but then I'm also like really big on new school. Like, if you ever start talking to me about Warbringer, I will take up this entire podcast. I'll talk your ear off about that band.
That's a great band.
We go on tour, and like by about the second day of tour, they're like, "Hey, can we listen to something other than Warbringer?"
Sure, we'll listen to
No.
No, you can't. Any other stupid ass questions you want to ask?
What about you, Zachary? What were your musical influences growing up?
Oh, this is really gonna piss everybody off.
ICP.
Wear your stripes, Zach. Wear your stripes.
No. So I'm definitely, I'm the oldest guy in the band. So I had a really interesting musical journey. When I was really young, you're listening to your parents' shit. They're listening to their classic rock and blah, blah, blah. I'm into that. And then, one day I kind of stumbled onto some hip hop. I was real young, it was just I had my little FM AM radio alarm, blah, blah. I kind of found this hip hop station. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting into this. And my dad, just kind of old school, just came busting into my room today. He's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's hip hop." And he's like, "You can listen to anything in my fucking house, but you will not listen to fucking hip hop." And I was like, I'm real little. I was like, "Okay, all right."
That's when it's really cool. When the parents hate it, then you're like, hip hop all the way, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're absolutely listening.
So my dad was super intense at that time, so it was kind of like, "Okay, Dad, whatever you say." So we had this really cool roommate that was a family friend, and he heard this situation where my dad came in and he was really pissed about it, and he's like, "Your dad doesn't want you to listen to fucking hip hop? All right, fine, buddy, listen to this." And he handed me AC/DC's Dirty Deeds.
Ooh.
And that's kind of where my, I guess, heavy music journey began. And then after that, because of my generation and where I came from, I totally got into the new metal. So Korn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park,
Slipknot.
Whatever, Slipknot, Slipknot, obviously huge, for me.
Like a gateway drug almost, it's those are the gateways.
Totally. And your Mudvayne, I did it all. I listened to them all, and I, to this day, I still fucking listen to it. But then, I got into high school and somebody handed me a fucking Slayer CD.
Oh,
and
fuck.
What the fuck? What is this? This is totally different. And then There was another super important day where a buddy handed me Entheos, is debut CD, something dots or whatever. But that's what got me into tech death. That's what got me into death metal. Then they introduced me to death. And so basically kind of like since like late high school, I've been mostly a death metal guy. What is, what's different for me is just like, yeah, in my previous band, I was also in a thrash metal band. And in this, I'm also doing thrash. It's, even though like I really have, death metal is like typically what I listen to, and that's what I listen to on a day to day. There's something about thrash metal. It's a totally different, vicious feeling for me when I get to do thrash metal, because it's different than what I normally do. And even being a death, really heavy death metal guy, I'm wearing my bordered shirt right now. Thrash is where it's at for me, for my voice, for my expression and things that I want to talk about. And the lyrical content, that's where it's at for me as an album and live performer. So yeah, that's kind of my musical journey.
That's killer, man. It sounds like you bring, I'm sure, playing in a thrash band and being into that kind of stuff kind of helps bring a different element to the band too. A little bit of heavy,
Yeah.
I mean, thrash is already heavy, obviously, but.
Yeah, and with like your more like classical thrash, it's more kind of like a yelly style, and very more clear. And like, yeah, I do sing in a more clearer lyrical vocal style. And I think that's where like I get some of my influence from, like Jonathan Davis of Korn, where that's very very audible and very easy to listen to. I'm a huge Randy Blythe, Lamb of God vocalist fan. Like that
was always what I thought
for me. So that's where my, I don't go towards the guttural death metal. I could do it if I wanted to, but like what makes me happy is like a vocalist personally is more of the death thrash, where I can like mesh the two together. And
very cool.
That's where it's at for me. And so this opportunity to be able to do that vocally, Q, he's the man, he's the founder, and that's exactly, he totally embraced that when I came in as a vocalist. So
that's awesome, man. I love it.
But how about you, Trav? What did you grow up on? What brought you to here?
So nothing like with Zach, because my dad like heavy metal like since birth and stuff like that, right? And so I was always listening to like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Stones, the Beatles, and stuff like that, right? And even some like 80s glam stuff too, which is cool, right? But then like my musical journey peaked in high school, and I met a guy named Fuzz, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, do you know any good metal bands?" And I mean, that's just like, do I know good metal bands? And so he just gave me a whole list of metal bands, and this is when like LimeWire was around. So after school, I'm just like, all right,
infected the whole family computer.
Yeah. Viruses, but because I had like the small little MP3 players where like it's just a USB stick, and yeah, I'd just be listening to music all the time. This is before I even started playing guitar, honestly. That didn't happen until high school as well. And yeah, I started playing flute. That was just weird. Yeah. Yeah. So, but
I didn't know you played flute. I was a sax player back in high school.
I don't play flute because I'm not good at it. So, like,
I didn't know that you did.
Like, I would fuck around and do like the flute sound in Willy Wonka, and that would piss off the teacher.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's like more metal
flute
than anything.
Solo on the next Sandwich record. Let's go.
Right?
I'm gonna
write up or anything like that. But yeah. And then like when I got to high school, I started actually playing guitar, and Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Ozzy stuff, just love playing that because a little old guitar player named Zach Wild played with him, and I fucking worship that guy. So
dude, Zach's the shit.
Yeah, dude, I like go away to our shows. I'm ripping off his moves. It's obvious, but yeah, guy slays. So I just try to have fun with it and do my style with his, and yeah, pretty much like I like a lot of things because when I got with my girlfriend, I didn't even know about symphonic metal or power metal and stuff like that. and I really like those too now. And so I get to listen to like heavy metal, doom metal, fucking. There's like some grindcore stuff that's okay for me to listen to, but I mean, I'm on the east side, so it's a mix of like metal bands and like oldies stuff like that, and like I'll have a couple of Tupac songs on my mix too. Like yeah, if it sounds good, I like it. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. So all of these different influences kind of come together in this melting pot that and that is Phantom Witch now.
Yeah.
So let's listen to a song that you guys got that's coming out pretty soon called Something Evil Approaches off the album, I guess, that's coming out June 4th, Forced to Worship. And we'll
Come
get
see it, DNA Lounge.
Yeah, we'll get an idea of what all of this mishmash of awesome influences sounds like. So
I've got about another 5 in me, so I'm meeting my my mother here.
cool. We're done in about 5 minutes. We're done in about five minutes. So the song "Something Evil Approaches," I listened to the song and I hear a lot of really cool, like the beginning of the song is like a really cool Iron Maiden kind of influence, sort of the galloping.
Yeah.
And then like
That's
somewhere in the
interesting.
middle, what really got me was somewhere in the middle of the song, about 2 minutes and 45 seconds in, this like really cool Metallica-ish type thrashy riff comes in that just like totally got me. And I was like, dude, this song like totally rocks. What was the influence behind this song? How did this song come together?
We love
Ex
Ex Mortis.
Mortis.
Yeah.
Ex Mortis.
We love Ex Mortis. That's it.
So,
this is ode to Ex
yeah.
Mortis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
In fact, the third solo in the song, so the last solo, before the chorus and then the tapping part at the end, is actually Conan from Ex Mortis. He's a good friend of ours, and we had reached out and hey, would you we wrote this song because we really like your band. Would you be willing to solo on it? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll like throw something together, I guess. That he comes with the absolute best solo I've ever heard in my damn life.
Right, dude. It's so clean. It's so good. I mean, you heard it, so you know.
Yeah. So, but this is coming out on an album that you guys have coming out June 4th, right? And will it be available in hard copy, or is it just be online? How are you guys releasing that?
Hard copy.
We'll have hard copies. It'll be available anywhere you can buy music online. If you want to see us play the entire record, cover to cover, we will be performing it at the DNA Lounge. We will have us with Frolic and Infex. It's going to be a party.
Oh, shit.
When's that happening?
June 4th.
June 4th. Oh, okay, June 4th. Awesome. Yeah.
So it'll be the same day the CD drops.
Awesome.
Oh man, that's going to be perfect because that's a great sounding venue, man. So to be able to play that album cover to cover like that, that's just that's gonna be stellar, man. Fuck yeah, I might have to come down for that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, man. Come on down. It's be a good one. Just shout out to the DNA, shout out to SIP, and they always take good care of us. They're always just one of my favorite places to play in the area.
Yeah, in fact, Paul Ryan from the band Origin, the guitar player of Origin, is the bartender.
Yep.
Paul's a fucking mad dude. I fucking love Paul. He's the best.
He's so cool,
him,
man.
He plays another band called Mantra, and I just saw him with them. Opening up for Vader.
Oh man,
that was really cool.
Oh, I missed that show. How was that? Was that a pretty kick-ass show?
Oh yeah. Vader absolutely just tore the place down.
Damn.
But I do need to get moving here. I'm going to be late if I do not. So I do apologize for having to cut off a little early here, guys. But thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. No, thanks for joining us, Q. We appreciate it, man.
We will. We'll see you soon.
I will see you guys ASAP.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
Now he's gone. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, now we can just talk. Now we can talk about him. They can tell me all the good shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy and everything that he's about.
So something
he was the fucking man, dude. Like, as the founder of the band, and the changes that the band has gone through between, culminating to me, Travis, and Matt being in the band, and then Eric, who wrote the this latest album. Q does he's so focused on this fucking thing. He puts everything that he's got into this thing.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We wouldn't be playing the shows that we're playing. We wouldn't be putting out this album. We wouldn't be putting together, just everything that's this band is culminated into. Dude, that guy's the engine. He runs the fucking rock. And that's what's it. And I'm just I'm eternally grateful to that guy. He puts a lot of love into this project.
So life force, man. That's awesome.
Well, whatever you guys are doing, you're doing it right, because a few years ago, I would say maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I want to say, it was kind of the first time I'd heard of Phantom Witch, and I didn't know much about the band. And then kind of over the years, you hear a little bit more. I hear Phantom Witch dropping everywhere. People talking about Phantom Witch. I mean, people shouting it out from the stage at Exodus, giving you guys a shout out. From live and outside.
I was in the pit when that happened.
Yeah, seeing the shows that you guys are playing, the shows that you guys are on that are coming up. I know you've got a show coming up this weekend, and then you got some stuff coming up in July at the Metal on Main.
May 20th. Yes. May 20th, we're playing Toots Tavern, but also Patriots also playing that same day with Warbringer at the Day and Eight Lounge. You guys should go see that.
Oh shit!
Yes.
Yeah, I won't be able to because we'll be doing our show, but Q's actually going to be making a guest appearance at the Warbringer show, and then going to Tooth Tavern and then play our set.
Nice,
So,
nice.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys are definitely making a name for yourselves. You guys are definitely moving up the ladder, and I am happy that to see that you guys are making this growth. And so, my question would be, I mean, we've sort of seen what's gone on from the beginning until now. Like, what does the future hold for Phantom Witch? What are you obviously you have an album coming out, but what's beyond that? What do you guys see going on?
So right now we're working on in-ear monitoring because we got to go back on tour. We're doing the album. We got to tour that album. So doing that. So whatever we can do to make everything faster, easier, we're going to do that. And yeah, just going up.
It's mostly about, I think, continuing to tighten our performance, continuing to write new music. We should have a tour of some sort coming up in, the near future. I didn't say that.
I'm not editing it out
either. Edit what out? It's about our plans are based upon, I think, what our fan base wants. Do people want more of us? And we'll put it out there. It's funny about this band because I think about it all the time. I think we really just try to be genuine. We are who we are when it comes to the social media age where everybody's has to be a fucking content creator and make these cool videos and do this and that and the other thing. We're still very much in the mindset, and I guess we're not always growing with what's happening and what's moving around, but we're just very basically here's our flyer. You want to see our fucking content? It's coming out to the fucking show. Do you like the music or do you not? Obviously we're going to put out, some visualizers and stuff and put the, the music videos out or whatever. But I just kind of really think we're we're still stuck in this old school kind of mode where, yeah, exactly. Like I said, here's our flyer. You want the content, you come to the show. That's the fucking content. Buying our album is the content. The, paying for ads and the social media bullshit. We're trying to get better and stuff like that. But I think right now it's kind of up to the fans. What do you guys want from us? Where do you want us to go? Where do you want us to be? What do you want us to do? That's the future is up to the fans.
Definitely don't forget. What is it? Is it June 25th? It's a Sunday, right? You guys are opening for Violence down in Oakland. Outside. How can we forget that?
Dude, I can't wait for that.
I can't believe that we had been asked to do that.
That's
kind of one of those weird fucking things where we got this email and we're like, what?
Yeah.
Do we deserve this?
I got my phone and I was like,
do you really feel I can't I don't know if I do deserve it.
How quick of a decision was that? When you guys got the email, was it within 10 seconds? Yeah,
you're not allowed to say no to this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what's going on. It's an absolute yes. I guess that is kind of it's a capsulation of I guess what we're doing and where we're going, and then I guess we're at least respected in our in our space, Bay Area thrash metal. It's one of those things where I got the email and I just was Jesus Christ, no fucking way. Is this this reality? Am I living in reality right now?
Hell yeah. If I got an email like that and I told my band and one of the members were like, oh, I can't do it, I'd be like, you're out of the band, dude.
Yeah, gone.
Oh, it was immediate. When it was in the band chat and Q was just like, if you're not available, we're finding a replacement, for that day. Whatever, go fuck yourself. We're playing the show, period. And I was like, yeah, no, I will cancel all life.
If you think about it, what's cool is last summer Exodus was shouting your name from the stage at Live and Outside, and this summer you guys are playing the stage. So
yeah,
I like how that kind of all comes around. You guys are a great band.
We are not worthy. I just
oh, you're worthy.
I mean,
you're worthy.
I just don't. I don't feel like that. It's just but apparently, the people do. So that's what I mean, you know, kind of by
Yep.
like,
Indeed.
you know, we are guided by how much we are want, you know, what do you want us to do?
Well, we're at about 3 minutes left. So
Okay.
one thing that we like to do before we go is, I mean, obviously people have been saying you guys' name a lot and people have been recommending your band a lot for a lot of things. What is a band that each one of you thinks that we should be listening to right now? What are your band recommendations?
I'm gonna go first.
Yep.
So I already gave Hatred the shout out, but Frolic, who's actually opened up for Hatred and Warbringer that same night. Yeah, those guys just released a video, Destroy the Throne. You guys check it out. It's pretty good. It's great, actually. Yeah, those guys, all great guys, hardworking guys, and you guys should definitely check them out.
And you can check them out July 29th at Metal on Main.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lakeport. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys
I haven't heard them yet, man.
And you should absolutely check them out. I mean, if people think we're hardworking, those dudes are fucking working hard, and they are getting all the opportunities that they deserve because they fucking kick ass. And
they know how to promote. That's for sure. They got their promotion skills down. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So what's your recommendation?
I mean, you know, these guys obviously have a legacy behind them, but you know, you've got the boys in Hatred. They just released a new album recently, and you know, everybody knows, you know, the relation in that band, you know, with the legacy of, you know, the family that's there. But like, those are other dudes that are like, they're fucking grinding hard. They do not rest on the laurels of having a family legacy behind their back. They are out there on the road. They're grinding. They're dealing with the everyday stuff. You know, so yeah, I mean, when it comes to, exactly what Destra said last year at you know, the show outside, you know, they are the future leaders of, you know, Bay Area thrash in this area. And, you know, those guys they hustle so fucking hard. Cody's doing his Twitch streams almost every day, and cross promotes that on all different platforms. I mean, those guys don't take a day off. So yeah, hardest workers in the book for sure.
Extremely friendly guys too, man. Anytime I've met up with them, just super cool, you know, and that goes far in this scene, is just being a cool dude, you know. And
absolutely no egos in that, you know, in that group.
Totally.
You know, you come up to them and they're just like instant homies. They're just like, what's up?
Like, it was cool when we got to hang out at Cody's house. We did a live stream with Hatred, and I never met the dudes, and I want to make a good impression, so I made tacos for everyone. And
well, that works.
Yeah. I mean, I brought food. Here we go, and we're all hanging out, and it's like, dude, this is awesome. It was super chill, and those guys are awesome. And I just saw them at Toot Tavern last weekend, and they killed it.
I was there. It was an awesome show, man. It was great. People flying around in the air.
Oh yeah, they picked me up. I was like,
I think I got your boot to the face a couple of times. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, but I'll tell you what, who's crazy in the pit, Quentin. That dude's like swinging around a side of beef. You can't go shoulder to shoulder with that dude. Still be on your feet, man.
Yeah,
that dude's
we were
insane.
on tour, and he pitted with a guy and fractured his shoulder, and the guy couldn't even play his set because he had to go to the hospital.
Oh, fuck!
Good times.
Yeah,
good times.
There's no
the Bay Area pit master.
Man.
It's all Q or all nothing.
All right, guys, I think we're winding down, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. We appreciate you guys coming on and having a chat with us, and it's good that we get to learn a little bit more about Phantom Witch, and I look forward to seeing you guys at some shows coming up soon.
Yeah, dude.
Well, thank you very much for having us on. We really appreciate it. You know, we can't wait for fucking Metal on Main, July 29th, with Frolic,
War Corps, Cultural Warfare, Cemetery Legacy. Warfare.
Yeah. And Luch is the man. Luch put together an awesome lineup. I mean, I'm cool, but Luch is way fucking cool.
Metal on Main, we played that shit last year. And when I'm very familiar with Lakeport from my childhood. So when they were like, oh yeah, Lakeport, I was like, what fucking Lakeport, right? It was the most insane shit. It's a sick fucking scene up in Lakeport.
Yes, it is.
So go check out the Hyrax playing there for the Mendo Lake Metal Fest.
June 17th. June 17th.
Go to that. Dude, it's going to be fucking insane. Anybody who's watching this, go to that shit. I guarantee you it's going to be a great fucking time.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks guys for coming on. And
sleep on that shit.
Yeah, well, you know, Lakeport, you know, they're out in the hills. So when something happens, they want to fucking see it and they go fucking nuts for it. So that's why that's a good area. Yeah.
We don't get much. So when we do, it's
insane. Great time, great host, people who fucking care about the scene. Go support that shit.
Right on,
Hell
man.
yeah. Well, thanks guys for coming on. And this wraps up Mendo Metal Podcast, episode 13. Phantom Witch, check them out.
Later, dudes. All right, guys, that was awesome. Yeah. That was awesome. I'll do an edit on it, and we'll clean it up a little bit. I'll drop the song in, and then we'll put it out next Friday at 2:00.
Hell yeah, man! And I hope to see you guys in person sometime and hang out, and maybe drink a beer or just shoot the shit.
Yeah,
come to Metal on Main. You'll get to hang out.
There you go. All right, hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Have a good night.
Guys.
Oh yeah, take it easy, guys.
Have a great weekend.
Later.
You too.